sometimes I'm the sort of person who talks quite a bit, and you can lead yourself into other danger areas because you open a door and they can come in and ask you more questions through that door. So I think what I have taken from it is that if a question is asked, you should keep to that question that's asked and try not to put yourself into vulnerable areas where they can ask you other questions. I think one thing is that you need to believe in your thesis and believe in the work that you have completed. You choose your examiners carefully because they have experience in those areas and they may be experts in some of it, but they don't know your piece of work because you have come from a particular perspective in that work. So when you're talking to them about the work, don't be defensive of the approaches that you've taken. Just try to clarify and explain to them what your decision process was in choosing. I think some of that may well be down to how you've been guided by your supervisor. And in an earlier section where I was talking about being well prepared for my Viva, in that I could justify why I had chosen particular aspects to look at, why I had chosen my methodology over another methodology, and that process had been ongoing throughout my supervision and the development of my thesis. I think that was a very good preparation point. So rather than just accepting everything that your supervisor says to you, in that you need to do it this way, you have to do it this approach, try to have that discussion, and by having that discussion you will take ownership on your thesis. I think one of the main points is that on that day of the Viva, it's your opportunity to clarify all of your work and to explain to people why you have chosen and why it is so important. And I think you shouldn't lose that thought when you go in there and you're talking to the examiners. And there may be challenging points, but think of it as a positive, because if they ask you to change a part of your thesis, don't think of it as a negative, think of it as a positive, because it will improve that thesis. And that thesis is going to be there for other people to look at, so you want it to be its best.